Have you ever wondered what space smells like? It's not what you'd expect. The vastness of space, a place so mysterious and distant, holds a scent that might surprise you. In this video, we're diving into one of the lesser-known aspects of space exploration, the smell of space itself. Astronauts returning from spacewalks have reported some truly unexpected and strange scents that linger after their journeys. From burnt metal to seared steak, their descriptions paint a picture that defies our usual expectations of the cosmos. Today, we're going to uncover the truth behind these intriguing aromas, exploring both the personal accounts of astronauts and the science that explains these surprising scents. By the end of this video, you'll have a whole new perspective on what it really means to venture into the final frontier. When astronauts return from a spacewalk, they often bring back more than just memories. They carry with them the scent of space itself. Imagine this. You've just spent hours floating in the vacuum of space, surrounded by the infinite darkness of the cosmos. As you re-enter the spacecraft and remove your helmet, a distinct and surprising odor hits you. This is a common experience shared by many astronauts, who have described the smell as something quite unusual. For some, the scent is reminiscent of burnt metal or welding fumes, as if the air had been filled with the aftermath of a spark flying off a welding torch. Others have compared it to the aroma of seared steak, a scent so earthy and familiar, yet so out of place in the sterile environment of a spacecraft. These descriptions are a far cry from what most people might imagine space to smell like, if they even think it has a smell at all. It's surprising because space is often thought of as a silent, scentless void. After all, it's a vacuum where sound doesn't travel, so how could there be a smell? Yet, these distinct odors have been consistently reported by astronauts, challenging our preconceived notions. The idea that the vast emptiness of space could have such a specific and robust scent is both fascinating and puzzling, leading many to wonder what causes these surprising aromas. The intriguing smells reported by astronauts after spacewalks have a fascinating scientific explanation rooted in the unique conditions of space. While space itself is a vacuum, devoid of air and typical odors, it's the particles and gases that cling to an astronaut's suit and gear that create these distinct scents. When astronauts exit their spacecraft, they are exposed to a variety of cosmic particles, tiny remnants of stars, galaxies, and other celestial bodies. These particles, along with gases like atomic oxygen, interact with the materials of the spacesuit, undergoing chemical reactions that produce the unusual smells. One of the key contributors to these odors is a group of compounds known as polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs. These complex molecules are formed in space, particularly in areas where stars are born or die, and they are a common byproduct of combustion processes. PAHs are believed to be a significant source of the burnt or smoky smells that astronauts describe. When these particles attach to the surface of a spacesuit and are brought back into the spacecraft, the astronauts are greeted with a scent that is unlike anything they've encountered on Earth, often compared to the smell of welding fumes or burnt metal. The vacuum of space also plays a crucial role in these phenomena. Without air, the particles and gases that create these smells don't disperse in the way they would on Earth. Instead, they remain adhered to the suit until the astronaut re-enters an environment with air. Additionally, space conditions like intense radiation can alter the molecular structure of these particles, further contributing to the unique and potent smells experienced by astronauts. This combination of cosmic particles, chemical reactions, and the harsh environment of space all come together to create a sensory experience that is as surprising as it is intriguing. Despite the intriguing odors reported by astronauts, it's important to understand that space itself is actually odorless. The reason for this lies in the very nature of space. It's a vacuum, meaning it contains no air or particles that can carry scent molecules. On Earth, we experience smells because our atmosphere is filled with air, which allows scent particles to travel to our noses. In the vacuum of space, however, there's no medium to carry these particles, so there's nothing to smell. This makes space itself a scentless void, despite what astronauts might describe after their spacewalks. So, how do astronauts detect these smells? The answer lies in what happens after they re-enter their spacecraft. During a spacewalk, microscopic particles and gases cling to the surface of an astronaut's spacesuit. These particles are essentially trapped on the suit until the astronaut returns to the spacecraft, where they can finally interact with air. It's only when the helmet is removed and the suit is exposed to the oxygen-rich environment inside the spacecraft that the particles begin to release their scent. The smells that astronauts report are not of space itself, but of the particles and chemical compounds that have attached themselves to their gear during their time outside. This process of scent detection highlights the unique interaction between the vacuum of space and the oxygen-filled environment of a spacecraft. The smells that astronauts describe are brief, often noticed as soon as they remove their helmets, before the particles disperse into the spacecraft's air system. It's a fleeting yet powerful reminder of the strange and unexpected experiences that come with venturing beyond our planet, where even the most familiar senses, like smell, take on a whole new dimension. When we think about the vastness of space, it's fascinating to imagine what the different celestial bodies might smell like if we could get close enough to detect their scents. Take, for example, Io, one of Jupiter's moons. This volcanic moon is covered in sulfur and volcanic gases, which means that if you could breathe in its atmosphere, the smell would likely be reminiscent of rotten eggs, a sulfuric stench that would be overpowering and distinctly unpleasant. On the other hand, Titan, Saturn's largest moon, is known for its thick, methane-rich atmosphere. If you could catch a whiff of Titan, you might experience a scent similar to that of gasoline or natural gas, giving a completely different olfactory experience compared to Io. But it's not just moons and planets that have intriguing, hypothetical smells. Nebulous, those vast clouds of gas and dust where stars are born, are filled with a variety of compounds that could create unique aromas. For instance, the Orion Nebula contains vast amounts of hydrogen, helium, and traces of other elements like oxygen and nitrogen. If we could somehow translate these elements into smells, the scent might be a mix of fresh cut grass from the organic compounds and a faint ozone-like sharpness from the ionized gases. Comets, too, offer an interesting case. As these icy travelers approach the sun, they release gases and dust that could, in theory, create distinct smells. The comet 67P, Churyumov-Gerasimenko, for example, was found to release compounds like hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, and formaldehyde. If you could take a sniff, you might be hit with an unpleasant combination of rotten eggs, urine, and a sharp, chemical odor. It's a far cry from the romantic vision of comets streaking beautifully across the sky. These comparisons help paint a picture of the diverse and sometimes bizarre olfactory landscape of the cosmos. While we may never truly experience these smells firsthand, they offer a fascinating glimpse into the chemical makeup and conditions of other worlds, reminding us that space is full of surprises even in ways we can't directly sense. The idea that space has a distinct smell has captured the imagination of both scientists and the general public alike. It's a concept that has even found its way into pop culture, with references appearing in movies, books, and media. For instance, in science fiction films and novels, space is often depicted as a mysterious, almost otherworldly place, or even the air, if there is any, carries strange and exotic scents. These portrayals, while speculative, tap into our innate curiosity about what it would be like to experience the cosmos not just visually but with all our senses. This fascination isn't limited to fiction. NASA and other space agencies have shown a keen interest in understanding and even replicating the smell of space here on Earth. One of the most notable efforts involved a collaboration between NASA and a British fragrance company to create a scent called Ode to Space. This scent was developed based on the descriptions provided by astronauts, capturing the metallic, smoky, and slightly sweet aromas they reported. The goal was to use this scent in training simulations to help astronauts acclimate to the sensory experiences they might encounter during spacewalks. It's a testament to the level of detail and preparation that goes into space exploration. Beyond practical applications, the study of space smells also fuels our broader curiosity about the universe. Scientists have long been interested in the chemical compositions that create these odors, as they offer clues about the environments of different celestial bodies. By analyzing the particles and compounds that cause these smells, researchers can gain insights into the processes at work in distant parts of the galaxy, from the birth of stars to the death of planets. It's a unique intersection of science and culture, where our desire to explore the unknown meets our fascination with the sensory experiences that define our world, even when that world extends into the cosmos. As we've explored in this video, the smell of space is a fascinating and unexpected aspect of space exploration. Astronauts have reported a range of surprising scents, from burnt metal to seared steak after returning from spacewalks. We've also delved into the science behind these smells, uncovering how particles and chemical reactions in space interact with an astronaut's suit, creating these unique aromas. It's incredible to think that space, a place we often imagine as silent and scentless, can actually be experienced in such a tangible way. These unexpected smells add yet another layer of intrigue to the mysteries of space. They remind us that there is so much more to learn and experience as we venture beyond our planet. It's not just about what we can see or hear. Space can also engage our sense of smell in ways we never imagined. If you found this exploration of space smells as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What surprised you the most? And if you're curious about other sensory experiences in space, be sure to check out more of our videos. In our next video, we'll be diving into another intriguing aspect of space exploration: how do astronauts deal with the psychological challenges of living in space for extended periods? You won't want to miss it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to explore more content on our channel as we continue to unravel the wonders of the cosmos together.